Hello everyone, and welcome to this video where today we're going to be looking at the Ascent, the latest launch on Game Pass for Xbox Series X, Xbox One and PC. It's basically a cyberpunky looking game which is a two-stick shooter. So I'm going to get stuck into it and show you what it's like. So let's start with a character creation that we have at the start of the game. Your character is known as an indent. You're someone who sold their life away to these mega corporations to come have a fresh start on Veles. However, being an indent means you're basically a slave to the corporation, and they have you doing menial tasks in the deepest, darkest bowels of their arcology, which is a mega tower that you're basically living in. So here, our options are gender, face, skin color, tattoos for your face, and ink for your body. Your style can also be changed. So depending on which colour you go for your main, depends on what your gear is going to look like. So let's go for sleek purple trousers. Let's go for a, neon red support gear. Our top pattern we're going to go for, we could have Hydrocat, Pecky, Wise, or Direct. The Ascent group, who is the group that you've actually been hired for. Let's go with Hydrocat on this one. Hairstyle. The range here. Let's go with, say, go with Mohawk long, and you can do your hair color as well. There's quite a range of colors to choose from, so customization is pretty cool on this. Go for a really crazy out there color. Let's go with cyan. Weapon skins you can unlock later on in the game as you go along. And then if you fancy just randomizing it up, you can do. But I think we're going to stick with this lady here. Let's get stuck in. So how the game plays is pretty easy. Left stick is movement. Right stick is where you look. A is your evasion, so you can dodge out the way. And X is to interact. Now we're currently in the bottom of the arcology, like right at the bottom. This is the lowest you can get, and it's basically where all the trash comes to. Hence why it's all covered in rubbish, and there's mechs working around the clock to keep it going. X to interact with data pads, and so forth and so on. You do get helpful tips as you go along, so B is to let you crouch. This is obviously the tutorial prologue level. Now when I first started, I was quite impressed by the level of detail that's in the world. For example, you can see that little spider bot working, well I say little, that big spider bot over in the corner working. And it does give me sort of Matrix vibes on how it looks. But the detail in the world is insane, and seeing on the Xbox Series X is really, really cool to see. Now as we make our way through the prologue, we're going to get to a bit where there's gunplay to be shown, and I'll show you how that works as well. If you get lost during the game, you can just hit up on your D-pad and it will show you where it goes. Funny little nav line it shows up. It's a bit like data. It feels like lasers coming out of the floor. There we go. This is where we're going to start our mission. Now you see these boxes here, you can destroy them by walking into them, and it'll often give you some stuff, usually money. You can find health packs in there as well. And this door here has to be hacked, which you now have a cyber deck. You hold Y, this comes up and you hack in. As you go along, your cyber deck will be upgraded with anything that you find along the way on your journey. And here we go. This is how the gunplay mechanics works. You basically aim with the right stick, fire with the right trigger, and you reload with X, or automatically if your clip runs out by letting go of the right trigger. If you're not used to two-stick shooters, like I personally wasn't used to it, it does take some time getting used to the aiming and the firing on this game. I have got a lot better in the few hours I've been playing it, but I'm still not perfect with my aims just yet. Now, if you hold the left trigger whilst aiming, you can also stagger your enemy a bit more and also aim higher to them. So these guys are on a different level than me. As you kill enemies, they will drop certain pickups such as money, health, energy, which comes into a factor later, and also tactical charge, which again will come into factor later. There is a cover mechanic in the game, but it involves literally getting behind something, pressing B, and using your left trigger to aim over the top of it and blind fire. And those little guys are known as ferals. They might not seem much of a threat, but in a large number of them, they can take your health down quite quickly and get you killed quite fast. So never underestimate them, and when you see them on the first level on the prologue, just bear in mind that they will kick your ass if there's too many of them. And they will crawl out everywhere to get you. Now let's jump ahead to the character I've been playing with for a few hours and show you what it's like there. Here's my character I've had for a few more hours. He's a bit more fleshed out than the beginner character I showed you just now. And here we go, and we can show you the RPG elements that are involved in the game. So, when it comes to upgrading your character, with each level you get a skill point, which you can see they're flashing currently at the minute. I have one available. The areas that you can upgrade are your tactical sense, which determines how quickly your tactical charge recharges and damages. Your critical hit rate, so when you're firing at enemies, the percentage of critical hits increases. Weapon handling helps with your reload and weapon swap speeds. Your aiming helps with your spread recovery rate, so instead of firing bullets everywhere, it goes to a more accurate shot. Your balance helps determine your resistance to stun, knockbacks and staggers, and your movement penalty, which does happen with your heavy weapons when you're playing the game. Your invasion obviously determines how fast your cooldown speed is, and the higher it gets, the quicker it goes down. Your vital signs is obviously your maximum health. And then your body battery is how much energy you'll have in your body to use your mods and augmentations. All of these are associated with different attributes, such as biometrics for body and vital signs. You've got your frame attribute for your evasion and your balance, your motorics for your weapon handling and aiming, and your cybernetics attribute for critical hit rate and tactical sense. Now if we go over to armor, depending what gear you put on, depends on the boost that you get. So on my current headset, which I've got here, damage is about 15 boosted, electric is 25, and I can't honestly read that bit, but fire as well is on 18. But depending on what else I use, will give me bonuses. So hammerhead will give me an increase that. And if we go back to what I was, it's actually better to have this helmet than the one I did right now, so I'm going to keep that on. Torso wise, we've got different gear again that will then affect and boost your attributes depending on what you want and to your playstyle. And the same goes for legs as well. So here, these legs actually seem to be better than what I've currently got. Put them on as well. Talking of augmentations, we've got here 2 slots that you can put augmentations into and 2 slots for your module. Currently got spider bots equipped, but you can also get a bunch of others, such as hydraulic slam, which is a melee. You've got neutron beam, which is equipped to my other one, and you've got other bits to help with your fire and also your movement. Quite a lot to play around with, and also this will affect on your playstyle depending what you. Module wise, I've only found 3. You've got one that increases your evasion, and I've got ones that are helping with my health mainly at the minute, because I do tend to get stuck into gunfights more than anything else. And as you go further along the game, the world increases and you get to see a bit more of it. So here we're on the high street of the archaeology. It's a bit nicer than downstairs in the dank bowels of the archaeology itself. I'm currently just having a wander around just to show you what the game world is like. Because it's actually a living, breathing game world. It's incredible in a game like this, the world that it is. You've got innocent bystanders minding their own business that will scatter and flee when gunfights happen. and unfortunately some do get caught in the crossfire. If you do too much, you'll get told off by your boss for doing as well. But I don't recommend doing that. As you move around the world as well, you go through lifts, and you can even do taxis as well to help you get around quicker. There's even a metro system, so there's a train station you can go to that'll take you around. Use a taxi, it'll cost you 1,000 credits per go, and every time you move between levels, your health gets fully maxed out again, and you're back to full health. I'm loving the Tanix vibes my guy is currently giving right now with that helmet on. So we've gone back down to the Warrens. A little bit of a downgrade, and as you can see in the background, it's not the same as is on the high street. And we've also got some bad guys here too. They're more present lower down you go, but as you go higher up, the more elite enemies will be there to fight you. Let's use the spider bot, shall we, and show you what it's like. There are things in the world that you can shoot to blow up, such as the energy tank I just blew up just then, and also you can shoot people's cars and cause them to blow up and cause damage as well. When it comes to weapon swapping, you can either just switch between the two, and if there's a new weapon you want, you have to hold X to equip it. If you press X, it'll just go into your loadout in your inventory. Now, I recently got a new augmentation, which I'm going to show you off now, which is really cool. I need to make sure these guys aren't hiding in cover first. They're hiding away from me. Come on. There, here it is. We'll show you now. I think it's pretty cool that you can fire out a laser from your chest, a bit like Iron Man can. In terms of weapons, you've got quite a range of weapons to use, ranging from little machine guns to assault rifles to hand cannons to excessive, huge weapons as well. Here's a few examples I've got. So you've got the PDW, which is the weapon you start off with in the game, basically like a little MP5, ranging up to a massive, excessive weapon type that you've got here, which is a minigun. You can also get a rocket launcher as well, just for good measure, because you know, why not? You can also use shotguns as well, and some of the hand cannons even have elemental damage that I've found, as well as some of the other guns do too. Shotguns are quite effective in close quarter combat, and I found the riot gun to be quite powerful, although you can get an energy one as well. And for those of you who are sharpshooters, you can get sniper rifles, although I find them not that easy to use in a twin stick shooter like this game itself. Your tactical can be a grenade type that you've got here, or you've also got rejuvenation shield as an example of one of the healing gadgets you can get. I was using the shockwave grenade to start off with, but I've currently moved over to the frag. There are also little hubs in the world that you can go into. This is where you can buy new gear, sell your bounties, and upgrade your character as you go along, as well as also picking up side missions and main missions that are needed for the story in the game. Quite handy when you come in here, because it's quite expansive. And again, it gives you a feel that the world is very much alive with the characters that move around and what's going on in the environment. I was very impressed when I got to here. This is Cluster 13. This is where we first meet our boss later on in the game, Darth, in character. The lighting and the detail is incredible to see, and on Xbox Series X, it's an amazing game to play. Very jaw-dropping, some of the set pieces you see as you go along as well. Like, you can see some of the expansive parts of the world as you go. And it's just in the background, because obviously you're focused here. But for example, you see here, somebody got upgraded. Just see down there that the world is alive for your eyes to see. They currently had a spacecraft crush through one of the bridges and into the building there. That's currently what they're repairing. I hope you like this little taster that I've shown you of the game. And if you're going to pick it up, let me know in the comments if you do. Obviously on Game Pass for Xbox Series X, Xbox One and PC. And don't forget, you can also play co-op with your friends, but only when you're playing for the Xbox ecosystem. So if you have the Xbox One, X or the Xbox Series X you can play together, as well as the PC players can cross-play with your console friends as long as it's through the Xbox app. So bear that in mind when you pick the game up. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you do, I hope you can leave a like underneath the video and subscribe for more content if you like this sort of thing. I will leave you for now, but have a great day and thanks for tuning in the video. Catch you all later. Bye!